Hello, my name is Garrett Glenn, and I am a reporter for Garrett's Cooking, and I am doing a report today on what genetically modified food is. And the main question today is, should there be a label on foods that say that is genetically modified? Okay, so, this is a report mainly for teens, but usually just all ages. Okay, so some facts about genetically modified food is that France bans genetically modified food. That genetically modified food is mainly in vegetables, dairy, vitamins, and oils. And that it gets rid of toxic chemicals because, the need to use toxic chemicals on plants because they are resistant to whatever the toxins got rid of. And in 2006, 252 million acres of crops were laid that were genetically modified. 70% of food in stores is genetically modified. 22 countries plant genetically modified food, and 50% of all the growth of genetically modified food is in the United States. Okay, so now I'm going to answer some questions you may have on what genetically modified food is. Okay, so genetically modified food is food that has been altered genetically so that it can fight diseases that it past had by taking a genetic from a different source and transfusing it into the plant, or, well, not into the plant, but into the seed or into the genetics of the food. And some good things are that it fights diseases. It can be bad for the economy because people do not know what genetically modified food is, so people would try to stay away from it. It helps farmers because they can have more crops to have more production, because it gets rid of all those dead crops that are dead because of weather or disease. And it helps scientists because it betters us in genetics. And so next, maybe, who knows, we could have genetically modified people or genetically modified animals. And something that it helps is that it increases the population of food and fights diseases. And the main question today is, do consumers have a right to know if the food they are buying contains genetically modified material when they are shopping? And I say no, because there isn't anything wrong with genetically modified food, and people just do not know about what genetically modified food is, so they take it the wrong way and think that it is something bad, when all it does is help people, and it helps the food so that we do not get sick from it. And something really good about genetically modified food is that it also helps hunger in Africa and in third world countries, because they are able to get more food because there's more crops. And so, going back, I say no, we do not need to put labels because people wouldn't buy it, and that is bad for the source, like the food company that is producing the material. And so, yeah, and so genetically modified food helps foods, and you always get the best quality of what the food is, because what decreases the quality would be prevented because it's modified. Okay, so now we will go on to our interviews. Hello, my name is Garrett, and I am here to interview you on what genetically modified food is, well, what your view is on genetically modified food, and I'm going to tell you that genetically modified food is food that has been altered through the genetics so that it can prevent diseases that the fruits and vegetables undergo, and so that it is the best production and we have the best quality. So what is your view on genetically modified food?
There's probably a difference between genetically modified and using antibiotics, but genetically modified, I'm concerned that we're going to run into resistance with some disease that we really can't figure out because we're altering things too much. So I'd have to say that I myself don't put much concern on it right now going to the grocery store, but I try to buy organic when I can, and I'm really not an advocate for genetically modified products.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hello, everybody. This is Garrett from Garrett's Cooking, doing a report today on genetically modified food, and I am interviewing my father today on what his views of genetically modified food are. Okay, so, Dad, what is your view on genetically modified food?
What exactly is genetically modified food, Garrett?
Genetically modified food is food that has been altered, such as vegetables, oils, and fruits, so that diseases and basically diseases and the growth can be better, and so that diseases are cured basically in the fruits and vegetables, so that they can grow more and so that it's healthier for humans and animals.
So is this ice cream genetically modified?
It possibly could be due to the dairy, because dairy can be genetically modified.
Well, I can tell you this ice cream is very good.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like if food's being genetically modified for our health, then obviously it's a good thing. And in that case, I wouldn't think they would have to tell us on the packaging that it's been genetically modified.
So you don't think that it should have a label saying that it's genetically modified?
No, it sounds like just about everything is.
Yeah, mainly. Because of oils.
So if almost everything is genetically modified, then it seems kind of
Redundant.
I mean, it seems like it would be useless because they'd have it on everything.
Yes.
And, based on the taste of this ice cream, it seems like it's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And this is Garrett from Garrett's Cooking, and we will close this report now. Okay, thank you. Hi guys, it's me again, and I am just going to talk about some scientific vocabulary that has to do with genetically engineered foods and genetic engineering. Okay, so biotechnology. What this is that it's the use of organisms to perform particular tasks for humans. So that's what we're doing here with taking the new modifying the food so that it's better for humans. And what we basically are doing to genetically modify is recombinant DNA technology, which is when it combines the genes from different sources. So we take a gene from this virus or bacteria or source that can overcome or is resistant to what we need done, and putting it into that food. That is what recombinant DNA is. And the plasmid is what carries the DNA, or carries the genes, or DNA, yeah. So what you do is you take part of that plasmid away, and you add the new plasmid, the part of the plasmid, from the other genes of the other organism. And restrictant enzymes are they cut the DNA so that or the plasmid so that you can, rearrange it and make it new, or modify it, sorry. And the genomic library is the complete collection of cloned DNA fragments from an organism. So like that is the entire holding of the entire collection of the genes that is in the genetically modified, genetically engineered. Genetically modified and genetically engineered means the same thing. So if you see that it says genetically engineered, but you only knew about genetically modified, it's the same thing. So it's the entire complete collection of the DNA that has been genetically modified. So that's about it. So yeah, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation and report on genetically modified foods, and I hope that you guys can learn from this and that it was useful. Okay, and so yes, I do believe that we should not put labels on foods so that it says that it's genetically modified, because then the consumers will not want it. Okay, thank you guys so much. Okay, bye.